It had been only a few days since Mike left for his business trip, yet the house had already taken on a different heartbeat. Without his footsteps echoing down the marble halls, the mansion seemed to drift into a slow, measured silence. At first, I'd welcomed the solitude, but then, as the days stretched, it began to feel like a whisper following me from room to room, making me strangely restless. That afternoon, I was in the kitchen, absently stirring sugar into my tea, when Jane appeared. She was usually brisk and unflappable, but now her face was composed, almost grave. "Amy," she said gently, "John is in the library. He asked to see you." The name landed like a stone dropped into water. John. The memory of Paris rose before I could stop it. Wet cobblestones, cold night air, the back of him as he walked away. I hadn't thought I'd see him again so soon. Certainly not under this roof. Certainly not at his own request. My stomach tightened, but I only nodded. Jane gave me a small, almost maternal smile before slipping out, leaving me alone with my pulse hammering in my ears. I took a steadying breath and crossed the echoing corridor to the library. Outside the tall windows, snow lay like sifted silver across the lawns, throwing a pale glow onto the dark shelves. John was there, exactly as Jane had said, standing with his back to me, fingers brushing the spine of a book as though it might answer a question for him. He looked more pensive than I remembered, shoulders slightly hunched, hair falling into his face. I cleared my throat. "Hi, John." The word came out softer than I'd intended. He turned, and for a heartbeat, his expression was unreadable. Then something flickered behind his eyes. Regret, perhaps, or longing that made my own chest tighten. The tension between us was almost physical, a sharp contrast to the abrupt, cold goodbye in Paris. His lips parted, then closed again. He exhaled, a sound halfway between a sigh and a surrender. "Amy," he said at last, voice lower than I remembered. "I owe you an apology. For Paris. For leaving like that. It wasn't fair to you." The sincerity in his tone tugged at me despite myself. "It's all right, John," I managed. The words felt awkward on my tongue. "I understand you had things to handle. You don't need to apologize."